was really into wanting to do a story time. I am the type that I don't really like following trends. I like to stay away from trends because I love to celebrate my uniqueness and I like to just think outside of the box. But however, life has caught me by surprise, and I am doing my first and probably last story time. I think this story time is worth it, and I just want to dedicate this video to the person that I am going to feature in this story time. It's a wonderful story, and I definitely wanted to come on here and document it and share it with you all, and just give a quick word of advice as well. So about a month ago, one of my followers found out that we are blood relatives. I have always known about her, but I just never knew her. She lives back in the island and she was visiting last month. We were just in sync. Me and my family, we decided to take a trip up north to New York, and things kind of worked out. It was very random. I didn't expect it, she didn't expect it. Let's start how we are related. We are blood relatives because her biological father is my first cousin. Unfortunately, my cousin did pass away years ago, and it's just a touchy topic for me to even touch on right now. So that's how we're cousins. And I did always know about her. I just never ever got a chance to meet her because, like I said, the distance, her living in the islands, we aren't even from the same town. So she had decided to transition to natural, and of course, like anybody else, you know, we look up to YouTube and we find, you know, all these naturalistas that inspire us, and I happen to be one of hers, where she was just following me, watching my videos, being inspired, and eventually did her big chop. So we did a family reunion in New York, and her older sister had found out that we were very close by her house, so she pretty much just hit up my sister, Afro Dominican 79, and was like, you guys are at the park, we have to link up. So her youngest sister, which is who I am talking about in this video, she was puzzled, she was confused, she was like, how do you know these people, what is going on? And then her older sister was like, they are our cousins. And and my cousin, which is her older sister, pretty much was like, she got pale. She was asking me if it was a joke, and you know, so on and so forth. You know, when you get shocked about something and you're just very excited about something. They finally met us at the park. This was like nighttime, and it was one of those amazing things in life that I will never ever forget, because it was so beautiful, it was so positive. It's one of those things that I don't even think words can explain it. But I finally met her, and she's crying, she's shaking, she's nervous, she's asking me if this is a joke, if we are really related. And I told her yes, that I am her father's first cousin, and me and her father, we were always very, very tight. He was much older than me, but we were always tight. Every time that I went to my country, he was the first person that came to wherever we were at, whether it was at my grandmother's town or the town that we lived in. He will always go out of his way to make sure that he interacted with us, that he hung out with us, that he learned a little bit more about us. And he was just one of those beautiful souls in life that can never ever get duplicated. So I let her know, and for a very long time we just held each other. You know, I held her for reasons of, you know, not knowing her and definitely getting to know as many relatives as possible. I always knew she existed. And she asked me, did I know? She was so nervous, and she was just like, but did you know that I did exist? And I said, yeah, I just never had the chance to meet you, you know? And of course, everything has its timing, and that was our way of linking up. We held each other for a minute, and it just felt like my cousin's presence was there. It was amazing. And to me, when we were hugging each other, I said, he did this. I'm not gonna get into the whole spiritual things and my beliefs, because this is not what this video is about, but it's just that energy is infinite. The fact that he was able to really, like, out of all people, I am my cousin's biggest hair crush, the person that inspired her to big chop and, you know, all these things. So I know the feeling, because I have my own hair crush that I've always loved and followed and admired, and she's like my Beyonce of hair. So I totally got it. But it was just like, wow, my cousin, my little cousin, when I was hugging her, I just felt like he was right there. Like, he was there. And it just, like, I didn't want to let go of her. She didn't want to let go of me. And then she's just crying, and I'm trying not to cry because I don't like being emotional in front of people. That's just not my thing. But it was the sweetest thing. She was so beautiful. She probably feel like I made her night, but she made mine. It was the highlight of my night. And a word of advice to anyone that's doing YouTube, or that's, you know, influencer, or that have goals of being an influencer and have a good number of followings. On social media, you will come across negative people. It is normal. We live in a world where, you know, we have left and right, up and down, negative and positive, good and bad. We just need balance for everything. We have to understand that when we do come across these people online, sometimes when they ditch out their negativity on you, it has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with themselves and how they feel internally. So you have to learn how to not go back and forth, especially when something you can read that is just like, this person has made up their mind that they don't like me, that for whatever reason they're just not there with me. So I shouldn't entertain negativity. You know, as humans, yeah, sometimes you're like, oh my God, I have to respond, I gotta get them. Don't make that a habit. Do not make that your primary goal of, like, anytime someone says something, I gotta get them, you know, because it's really not worth it, and you never know who's watching you. You know, it's so much better to just be a positive person, because negativity stinks. You know, and it comes a point that you can follow someone and you can admire them as much as you want, and then if they're just toxic and negative and just, you just don't even want to deal with that. It's better to stick to being positive. I do dedicate this video to my cousin Francesca, and I love you, and I'm so glad that I finally met you. I'm very excited that I can be someone that you can look up to, and just means so much to me. And it's just amazing. I would have never in 10 million years would have guessed that something like this would happen. Because, you know, yes, you know, you got people that are so sweet online, and honestly, I get more love than hate on all my platforms. So it's just been a very great experience for me. And I really love doing what I do, because I get to inspire myself, I get to inspire and motivate others, and it's just like we all become one.